Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT Way, High Port with a rifle. So I know I brought this up before. So now we have a case history, and I'll show you a recent case history, which is the IDF raid. So do I use it? No. Do I teach it? No. It is a technique, but I'm not a big believer in it. So let's get right to it. I want you to put on your instructor hat and I want you to start watching because you have to do a couple things when you validate a technique. It's got to work on a flat range, no issues. If it does, if it has a hiccup on a flat range, it won't go to a live fire shoot house or combat without more hiccups. So you've got to look at this. Run standards. Figure out whatever standards you run and shoot those standards and see if it makes your time windows. So it's got to make the hits, but the time, again, does the technique make your time? Now, Israel, long story short, never been there. Know a lot of people that have. An instructor, and this may hurt some feelings, said it's a 5th rate Army kicking ass on a 12th rate Army. So that was my impression of the day. I watched their tactics, techniques. I can watch a TAC team and look how they operate and know their weapon handling and their proficiency within about 2 minutes. So, of course, we've had the spy incidents, this and that. I understand it. The country's been around for a long, long time. Same country, same people, same language, same God. Now, what happens is we're the variable because we are the big gorilla in the room with military and money and support. So they have to watch our politics. And right now, if you look at the train wreck we have as a nation in our politics, I understand why they watch us closely. So with that, we're going to put up a video. And what I want you to do is watch a couple things. As an instructor, I look at special ops, from my day to here. There's not a bunch of changes. A room is a room is a room, a window. How you handle it, process it is up to you. But you've got to look back, reverse engineer. Is it safe? Is it tactically sound? So I'm not going to get into tactics per se, but I want you to watch the muzzle flagging of heads, and I also want you to watch rolling safeties. So do they have a target, or are they just automatically rolling safeties? So Coy will actually put this video up, and he's going to splice in more the outside actions and the soldiers running around. So as he does this, you watch, and then we'll just let it play, and then we'll kind of have a discussion at the end. All right. So it goes from special ops down to regular infantry to the different people out there. If these folks aren't mastering it on a live hostage rescue, then we have issues. So, all right, we watch the clip and we see some things. Special ops is going to trickle down. They're going to teach law enforcement. Law enforcement is going to teach who? SWAT, patrol. Then we have Uvalde. Coy can splash up a picture of the Uvalde group retraining. Somebody trained them in a high port. And so this is a static photo and they have issues. And so what will happen is real world ball ammo will sort this stuff out. And that's where you don't want it to really have a problem, especially on a hostage rescue. Now, I have case histories of headshots in training. And guy moved in front of a muzzle, the wrong way in CQB, took a headshot. It was so close that the actual more damage was done by the muzzle blast, from what I understand. I talked to the medics that treated him. He expired twice, way to the hospital, brought him back. But the muzzle blast, that range, snapped his neck. So we have these arguments from different people. And I know Cooper's rules, don't point a muzzle at anything you don't want to destroy. But would you rather take a headshot, or would you rather take a leg or ankle shot with a low ready? Now, low ready, you can still maneuver around and do a lot of great things. But now we're introducing two different positions for people, and one is really a lot more difficult. We teach them on a flat range. Your head rolls before your muzzle, and that is just huge because a lot of people look with the muzzle and they're already flagging somebody. If we go back to this video, which is routine out there, I don't get excited. This is just normal stuff you're going to see real world, but you have to look and calibrate and say, do I want my fellow soldiers using this technique and pointing their muzzles at my head? And my answer is, of course, no. So I look at this and I go, it's a fad to a certain extent, but somebody's allowing this and not having a sharper eye, and but this is routine. So I don't get excited anymore. I say, it's been brought in. It's a technique that's taught. You tell me if you would want to work around people that are pointing muzzles at your head. My answer is no. All right. As far as Israel goes, I'm happy they pushed. So uh, those hostages have been taken for a long time. They're dying every day. So uh, don't recommend the high port. Um, you have to make a decision on your own. Again, I won't teach it. Now, the other last thing I'll put: don't get taken hostage in Israel. 8 months, I think, is where we're at on this timeline. It's a long time to be in captivity. So tactics, techniques, I don't want to get into what it looks like they did, how they did it. But what I see is the support security folks to follow on, pushing to do a link up with the folks that made contact with the hostages and then exfilling the hostages. A lot of moving parts there. When you add a technique in there that, well, two of them actually, one, the high port, and the second one is rolling your safeties on a room. I'm not going to get into room sequence and how they took down the rooms. There's some gaps in their wire, but I hope this helps you make decisions on your own. I don't prefer it, but if you want to use it, it's up to you. So you take care, be safe. I'll catch you guys on the range.